My name is Roy Moore. I'm a retired United States Air Force pilot. I enlisted in the Air Force in 1949. Graduated from aviation cadets in 1954. Stationed in Bergstrom Air Force Base in Austin, Texas, and from there to Kadena Air Base in Okinawa. At Kadena Air Base in Okinawa, I transitioned into the F-100 Super Sabre jet fighter. In August of 1957, my unit moved to Clark Air Base in the Philippines. I was a young officer flying F-100s, and the squadron commander made me the squadron maintenance officer on a temporary basis. As a squadron maintenance officer, I flew the test flights for the maintenance test flights after major maintenance on all the airframes. When I flew test flights in the Super Sabre, I normally flew slick wing. That is, I had no pylons, no external tanks, no drag on the aircraft, and it was a true fighter airplane with a slick wing. It would go easily supersonic up to about 1.5 Mach, which is, depending on the altitude, up to 1,100 miles an hour. On a test top in the afternoon, around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I was on a westerly heading over the northern Philippines when I saw another airframe or aircraft at my 1 o'clock, slightly higher than me. Being finished with the test top, I decided to hassle with the other aircraft, which is a common practice in fighter airplanes. So I dropped my nose, lit the afterburner, went supersonic, and turned toward the other aircraft. Normally that aircraft would climb to gain altitude, to gain an advantage, but he did not. He turned away from me. And I thought, no problem, I can easily catch him, because by then I was at about 1.3 Mach, or somewhere around 1,000 miles an hour. The aircraft that I attacked started to climb. By then he would have been on a northerly heading, and he climbed at about a 20-degree angle. He accelerated in a very short period of time to about Mach 5, and it watered my eyes. I could not believe that anything could move that fast. I squawked emergency on my IFF identifier. That's an attachment to the airplane, a transmitter that identifies whether you're a friendly aircraft or not. They immediately picked me up from the ground, saw me on radar, acknowledged my emergency squawk, and I told them that I had some kind of an aircraft at my 12 o'clock at a very high rate of speed. They said, we have you in sight on the screen, but we don't have anything at your 12 o'clock at any altitude. Whatever it was, climbed at an unbelievable rate of speed until it was totally out of sight. I never saw an airframe, only a light, and I've been over that in my mind many, many times. It was not a reflection of a star. I followed the light through my front windscreen, which is also the gun sight, through the right quarter panel as I turned toward him, through the canopy, which is the third window out of the aircraft, until I picked him up again in my gun sight front panel as he started to climb. So it was not a reflection of some star or other light source. It was definitely an airframe of some sort, under human control, or under intelligent control, whether human or otherworldly being, I have no idea. At the time, we had no aircraft in the inventory, and now 50 years later, we still have no aircraft that will perform the way that airframe performed. We don't have anything that will fly now at Mach 5 in atmosphere from 30 to 50,000 feet. It would burn up. We have things that will travel faster than Mach 5, but only at very high altitudes or in outer space. I don't have an explanation for what I saw, except that I feel very confident that it was an aircraft or an airframe, a flying object from some other civilization outside the Earth. And that's my story, and that's the way I recall it, and I have not embellished or exaggerated or changed the facts in 50 years. That's the end of my story.
Should we clap?
Applause, much applause. Yes, yes.
Got anything else you want to put on it?
Yes, if Miller High Life cares to send a gratuity for advertising Miller High Life beer, my address is 1177 Snellings Lane, Montreal, Missouri, 65591. Thank you very much.